bringing forth Great Vows, the Infinite Life Sutra. Bhikshu Dharmākara then said, "May the Lokanātha listen to and examine my vows with great compassion. When I realize the Supreme Bodhi and attain perfect enlightenment, the Buddha land that I shall accomplish will be replete with boundless, inconceivable merits, virtues, and adornments. There will be no realm of hells, hungry ghosts, animals, and neither flying, wriggling creatures nor the like. All beings, including those in the Yamaraja realm and 3 evil paths, who are born into my Buddha land and are edified by my Dharma, will all attain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi and never again fall into the evil paths. Only having fulfilled such vows will I become a Buddha, otherwise I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi." First vow, the land is free from evil paths. Second vow, the inhabitants will never again fall into evil paths. When I become a Buddha, I will help all beings of the worlds in 10 directions to come to my land, and they will all obtain a body of pure gold tinged with violet and 32 laksana of a great personage. Their semblance will be majestic, pure, and identical. If there are differences of good or bad in their countenance or physique, I will not acquire Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Third vow, the inhabitants will all obtain a golden body. Fourth vow, they will obtain the 32 laksana of a great personage. Fifth vow, all will be identical in physique. When I become a Buddha, all beings born into my land will naturally know all the good and evil deeds they did in the boundless kalpas of their past. They will clearly see, hear, and know thoroughly the evolution of all the events in their past, present, and future in 10 directions. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Sixth vow, all will have the supernal power of knowing past lives. Seventh vow, all will have the supernal power of celestial eyes. Eighth vow, all will have the supernal power of celestial ears. When I become a Buddha, all beings born into my land will obtain the supernal wisdom power of reading others' minds. If they cannot utterly know the mind of living beings in hundreds of thousands of billions of nayutas of Buddha lands, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Ninth vow, all will have the supernal power of reading others' minds. When I become a Buddha, living beings born into my land will all obtain the supernal power of unimpeded and perfect bodily function. In the moment of one thought, if they are unable to travel and tour hundreds of thousands of billions of nayutas of Buddha lands to make offerings to all Buddhas, I will not obtain Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 10th vow, all will have supernal powers of unimpeded bodily function. 11th vow, all will have the ability of making offerings to all Buddhas. When I become a Buddha, all living beings born into my land will keep away from the mind of discrimination, and all the roots of their 6 senses will dwell in quietude. If they are not resolute to achieve Samyak Sambodhi as well as realize the great Nirvana, I will not acquire Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 12th vow, all will absolutely accomplish Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. When I become a Buddha, the infinite brightness of my light will illuminate all 10 directions. It will surpass the lights of all other Buddhas and surpass the brightness of the sun and moon by thousands of trillions of times. Any sentient being, seeing my light shine on his body, will be serene, blissful, and further give rise to a compassionate heart, to do good deeds and seek to be born into my land. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 13th vow, the light will be infinitely bright. 14th vow, all will be serene and blissful when the light shines on them. When I become a Buddha, my lifespan will be infinite. There will be innumerable Srivakas and celestial beings in my land. Their lifespans will also be infinite. If all beings in the Trichiliocosm attain Pratyeka Buddha, and together they count these Srivakas and celestial beings for a period of hundreds and thousands of kalpas, and if they will know the number of these Srivakas and celestial beings, I will not acquire Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 15th vow, all will have an infinite lifespan. 16th vow, the number of the Srivaka in the land will be countless. When I become a Buddha, if all Buddhas in countless Buddha lands of 10 directions do not praise my name and proclaim the merits and virtues of my land, I will not acquire Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 17th vow, praises from all Buddhas. When I become a Buddha, all beings in 10 directions, upon hearing my name, will believe and rejoice with utmost sincerity. They will wholeheartedly transfer the merits of all their good roots and aspire to be born to my land. Even within only 10 recitations of my name, if they are not born into my land, I will not acquire Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi, except for those who have committed the 5 heinous sins and slandered the true Dharma. 18th vow, one will definitely be born into the land within 10 recitations. When I become a Buddha, all beings in 10 directions, upon hearing my name, will bring forth their bodhisattva, cultivate all kinds of merits and virtues, practice the 6 paramitas respectfully, and uphold them firmly without regression. They will further transfer the merits of their good roots, wishing to be born into my land, and they will single-mindedly recite my name unceasingly day and night. At the end of their lives, I, together with an assembly of bodhisattvas, will manifest before them to welcome them. In an instant, they will be born into my land and become Avaivartika bodhisattvas. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 19th vow, one will bring forth bodhisattva upon hearing Amitabha's name. 20th vow, at the end of one's life, Amitabha will come to escort him. When I become a Buddha, all beings in 10 directions, upon hearing my name, will set their minds on my land, bring forth their bodhisattva, firmly uphold it without regression, plant the roots of all virtues, transfer their merits with utmost sincerity, and aspire to be born into my land. None of them will fail. If someone committed evil faults in the past, upon hearing my name, he will spontaneously repent those faults, practice Tao, do good deeds, uphold sutras and precepts, and aspire to be born to my land. When his life comes to an end, he will not fall into the 3 evil paths, but instantly be born into my land. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 21st vow, one will obtain rebirth after his repentance. When I become a Buddha, there will be no females in my land. If a woman, upon hearing my name, obtains pure faith and brings forth bodhisattva, she will detest her female body and wish to be born to my land. At the end of her life, she will transform into a man and be born into my land. all kinds of beings in all worlds of 10 directions through transformation will be born into the lotus flowers of the seven-jeweled pond. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 22nd vow, no females in the land. 23rd vow, she will detest her female body and transform into a man. 24th vow, all will be born through transformation in lotus flowers. When I become a Buddha, all beings in 10 directions, upon hearing my name, will rejoice and give rise to faith. They will worship and seek refuge in me. Moreover, they will cultivate the Bodhisattva conduct with a pure mind. All human and celestial beings will respect them. If they hear my name, they will be born into respectable and honorable families after this life ends. All their sense organs will be complete without any deficiency, and they will constantly cultivate the supreme sacred conducts. If such vows cannot be accomplished, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 25th vow, veneration from human and celestial beings. 26th vow, one will obtain fortune upon hearing Amitabha's name. 27th vow, constant cultivation of the supreme sacred conduct. When I become a Buddha, there will be no unwholesome names in my land. All beings who are born into my land will have the same mind, dwelling on the firm determination for ultimate enlightenment. They will eternally depart from afflictions and have a pure and cool mind. The bliss they receive is like that of bhikshus who have extinguished all defilements. If they give rise to greedy thoughts concerning their bodies, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 28th vow, the land is free from all unwholesomeness. 29th vow, all will dwell on the firm determination for ultimate enlightenment. 30th vow, their bliss is like that of bhikshus who have extinguished all defilements. 31st vow, they no longer give rise to greedy thoughts concerning their bodies. When I become a Buddha, all beings who are born into my land will have immeasurable good roots and acquire a Vajranarayana body with adamantine power. Brilliant light will shine around their bodies and heads. They will accomplish all the wisdom, possess the ability of boundless eloquent oration, and be skillful in speaking the esotericism and essence of all Dharma. When they proclaim sutras to practice Tao, their voices will be like a bell tolling. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 32nd vow, all will have a Vajranarayana body. 33rd vow, all will have luminous light around their bodies and heads, and will obtain wisdom of eloquence. 34th vow, all will be skillful in speaking the essence of all Dharma. When I become a Buddha, all beings born into my land will ultimately attain the position of Buddha successor in one life, except those who, with their original vow of liberating all beings, will wear the armor of a great vow to edify all beings to bring forth faith, cultivate Bodhi conducts, and practice the way of Amitabha Bodhisattva. Even if they are born into other worlds, they will forever be free from evil paths. They either love to speak Dharma, love to listen to Dharma, or may manifest the supernal power of bodily function. They can practice them all to perfection in accord with their wishes. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 35th vow, all will reach the position of Buddha successor in one life. 36th vow. All can edify others as they wish. When I become a Buddha, for those who are born into my land, their food, clothing, and various articles for offerings will appear as soon as they give rise to thoughts, and all their wishes will be satiated. All Buddhas in 10 directions will receive their offerings in accord with their thoughts. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 37th vow. Clothing and food will appear as one wishes. 38th vow. All Buddhas will receive offerings in accord with their thoughts. When I become a Buddha, the myriad things in my land will be solemn, pure, brilliant, and beautiful. They will be unique in shapes and colors which will be exquisite and wondrous to the extreme, and unable to be described and measured. If those living beings who obtain celestial eyes can distinguish their shape, color, brightness, appearance, name, number, or even just expound them in general, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 39th vow. The land is limitlessly adorned. When I become a Buddha, there will be boundless colorful trees in my land. Their height can be hundreds and thousands of yojanas or so, and the trees in the Bodhimanda will be 4 million li in height. All the bodhisattvas, even those with the smallest amount of good roots, can also perceive this. Those who wish to see the adornment of all Buddha's Pure Lands can see images among the trees, as clear as one's face is seen in a bright mirror. If such vows are not realized, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 40th vow. The land has countless various colored trees. 41st vow. The trees will manifest all Buddha lands. When I become a Buddha, the Buddha land in which I dwell will be limitlessly vast, majestic, pure, and brilliant, glowing as a clear mirror. Its light will thoroughly illuminate immeasurably inconceivable Buddha worlds in 10 directions. Living beings who see the light will give rise to a rare mind. If it is not like this, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 42nd vow. The light shines throughout 10 directions. When I become a Buddha, from the horizon up to the vast void of cosmos, all the palaces, towers, pavilions, ponds, streams, flowers, trees, and the myriad things in my land will all be composed of immeasurable treasured fragrances. The fragrances will universally permeate all worlds in 10 directions. Those living beings, upon smelling the fragrances, will cultivate Buddha conduct. If it is not like this, I will not acquire Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 43rd vow. Treasured fragrance permeates pervasively. When I become a Buddha, all the assemblies of the bodhisattvas in all Buddha lands in 10 directions, upon hearing my name, will instantly attain the samadhi of purity, emancipation, and universal equality. They will uphold all profound dharanis, dwell in samadhi until they attain Buddhahood. In their samadhi, they will constantly make offerings to innumerable, boundless Buddhas without losing their power of samadhi. If it is not like this, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 44th vow. All will obtain the samadhi of universal equality. 45th vow. All will be able to make offerings to all Buddhas in their samadhi. When I become a Buddha, all bodhisattvas in other worlds, upon hearing my name, will attain the dharma of being free from the chain of birth and obtain dharanis. they will be pure, blissful, and dwell in the Dharma of equality. In cultivating Bodhisattva conduct, they will be replete with the roots of all virtues. If they are unable to instantly attain the first, second, and third stages of Santi, as well as realize the state of non-retrogression in all Buddha dharmas, I will not procure Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. 46th vow. All will attain Dharani. 47th vow. Upon hearing Amitabha's name, all will attain Kshaanti. 48th vow. All will instantly realize the state of non-retrogression. May the merits and virtues accrued from my practice adorn the Buddha's Pure Land, repay the four benevolences above, and relieve the sufferings of those in the three paths below. May those who see or hear of this bring forth Bodhisattva, and at the end of this life be born together in the land of ultimate bliss.